Oh, we're rolling here with the good news. Guys, dog in Australia saves family from a home invasion. 4 guys try to break into this house, but the little pooch saved the day. Folks, as always, if you want to really learn about preparedness and survival, this is what I've been doing for a very long time. This is what I've been writing about and doing content here in the channel. So do subscribe. That's completely free. Just click on the subscription button right there. Or if by the end of the video you think you learned something and appreciate that and you would like to learn even more, do subscribe then. Street Survival Skills and Surviving the Economic Collapse. 2 books that will help you get a lot better prepared. The economic aspect I cover right here. Very important given, well, the mess that the economy is globally. Street Survival Skills I cover, like half of the book is about security, self-defense, home security too. A book that this is a book that was handed over to me, like, you know, face to face, meeting with some South African folks. This is a book that was written by some South Africans. Maybe a little bit difficult to get, but this is the kind of information, besides, you know, my own research and going online and life experience and whatnot, I do research by reading other people's books, especially stuff like this. This is a book written by a South African that did research regarding home security and home invasions. And he learned that, well, criminals obviously don't like dogs. Having different interviews with a bunch of them, most would say we don't like dogs. Either if there's a dog, we don't go into the house. If we see a sign of a dog, we don't go in. And something that I found interesting. Now, this was not exactly a massive research, right? This was, I think it was like 20, 30 something people. So, you know, take that with a little bit of a grain of salt, but still interesting. One would, a few of them actually said that they didn't even care if it was a small dog. Now, if I cross-reference that with some other incidents, sometimes little dogs, they get kicked. But most of all, many dogs will just run away. Not what happened here. Let's watch the reaction and then learn from this stuff, okay?
An 8-year-old Labrador called Romeo has earned himself a big juicy bone after proving to be the ultimate guard dog. As Julia Passarelli reports, he scared off a gang of intruders from his family's Truganina home with a bark much worse than his bite.
Raising the alarm, Romeo the Labrador sends these 4 intruders scrambling. They sprint back through the side gate, laughing as they jump over the fence.
Fence. You call this a fence? Oh dear God, you lovely Australians, you crazy lunatics. A fence. It is so nice to be so naive and innocent. You think this is a fence? This woman had the back door open. Yeah. No, I mean it. Like, they just... How many houses in the... I've seen it myself. No one told me. I've seen... You know, a special, literally special forces dude, which, you know, great guy and all, but he had the back door, it was like this, one of these sliding doors, open. I was like, dude, what are you fucking doing? I mean, at least close the glass door that can easily be broken with your fist or a rock, but at least close the thing. Anyway, yeah, security in high trust societies is funny. But let's go back to the dog. Now, I'm no dog expert. I'm not a canine trainer or whatever, but I have been doing this for a long time. And by this, I mean survival and preparedness. And I have lived in Argentina most of my life. I know what, you know, security is. And you basically have to think of this in layers. One of the layers would be locking your door. One of the layers would be not having a freaking glass panel that can easily be broken. Now, the more of these you have, the more secure you are. If there's no glass, there's just bars, these are always closed. You have an alarm. You have, you know, motion sensor lights and cameras and alarms, and you have a dog that does its job. All of these make your house a hard target. The harder it is, the less likely they are to break in, and even if they try, they have less chance of success, and the more chance of you successfully defending yourself. All things we all want, right? Here, it's 4 guys breaking in. Now, I just said, I'm no canine expert, right? But I've been doing this long enough, and I have done quite a bit of research in terms of what you can expect from dogs, what kind of dogs react in different ways. And sometimes you learn things from the weirdest place. There was a news media, like a news segment in which they got a dog expert, a dog trainer, and he actually went to people's houses and having these conversations. Oh, my little pooch will really defend me until the end. And people were shocked that dogs, I actually did a video here showing just that. People were shocked that when they staged these break-ins, some guy walking into the house, most of the time the dog did nothing, wiggled the tail, came like submissively to get patted, or just ran away scared. Most dogs will run away scared when they see someone they don't know. And that's exactly what this dog does. He's scared and he barks out of fear. Look at this again.
The alarm.
Poor old dog, I think 9-year-old, he just barks and runs away. But the other guy got scared because of that bark, and he ran away too. Now the dog, being a dog, does the instinctive thing, which is he runs away first. Self-preservation, right? Then he sees that the guy was running away. Wait a minute, I can bark and he's gonna I'll just keep on barking. This is actually working. Very smart dog. And he does that. And wait a minute, what?
Romeo the Labrador sends these 4 intruders.
You're scared more of me than I'm of you? Okay, this is actually not a bad thing. I'll continue barking.
Scrambling. They sprint back through the side gate, laughing as they jump over the...
You adorable home invaders laughing. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. But let's finish with the topic of dogs. Not all dogs are the same. Some dogs will react in one way, others, and it's usually gonna be the case that this is what most dogs, 99% of dogs will do. Most dogs will do this. Not all. Some dogs will react in a very protective, territorial manner when they see someone they don't like. And it's going to depend a lot on the breed. And yes, you can train, but I go more by breed, in terms of how this dog is likely to react. That is not a 100% guarantee. No matter what dog you have, if you raise it as a little baby, it will react like a little baby. It will not defend the territory. Very few dogs will have that very strong instinct of no matter how much you screw up. And that can be even dangerous with some powerful big dogs that are very territorial. If you screw up, they will get, okay, I'm the boss. You're an idiot. I'm the boss here. You don't want that. But I had this experience once with a German Shepherd in my house, and I was jumping back. I locked myself out. Yeah, very smart of me. I locked myself out, but I had the door open in the yard. But it was like closed, so I had to ask my neighbor. Because it's an attached house, so I had to ask my neighbor, hey, can I jump from the back of your garden to mine? The door is open, so I can get back in. And he goes, yeah, sure, go in. So I just jumped a high wall, so I jumped there, and I jumped from it was like a 8 feet wall. Yeah, and I'm being cautious. 8 feet wall, pretty high. Jump there. Careful not to break my neck. And when I land, I hear, I had my German Shepherd's mouth. It was like here. I was like, I shouted out his name, which I won't say here, but I shouted out his name, and the dog went like, yeah, I almost ripped your face off. Yeah, no shit, you almost did. And he looked at me, what are you doing here? The face was like confused, like looking at you. So it's you. Yeah, it's me. Yeah, thanks for not eating me. That is exactly what you want. No barking, no running away, just attacking whatever jumps. Not all dogs will do that. It is in the breed, the genetics, the line of the dog, if it's a working dog or not, rather than a show dog. This was one of those tattooed German descent, whatever, 90s or whatever line. And that dog reacted exactly the way you want. The Dogo Argentino. Dogos Argentinos are fucking ferocious animals. And they're powerful. They will not put up with someone that is not doing his job as the as a leader of the pack of the house. But one of the stories you hear about dogos is, I came back home and I just saw blood. There was blood. There's stories of the dog eating fingers, and they have to take it to the vet. The dog is up. They've seen, not getting gruesome, but they've seen what the animal can do. There was one that the guy ran away, but he had to leave the hand. The hand was still there, all chewed up. The guy, and there's people that just bleed out because it is a very powerful animal. It is a very it does not, you see the videos, no matter what dog is, it does not back down. It's like, okay, we're doing this. It's always on ready mode. You have to be careful. It can be kind of dangerous if you, big, powerful breeds and very territorial breeds or very game hunting breeds, they will not do this. Very rarely will you see one of those animals that does this, but it depends on the animal. Some, I have a pit bull. There's lots of people that have pit bulls like babies. Again, can be super dangerous. Sometimes they will attack and not stop. Once they're on mode, they don't stop. But in many cases, they just run away. Last little tip for you to keep in mind is, if you have more than one dog, even smaller dogs, sometimes that works because they work in packs. So maybe the big dog was a little bit scared, but the tiny one was like barking away and advance a little bit, and the other one goes, yeah, okay, we're going, and they both go and just kick away or just bark away the intruder. Now, this woman was very, very lucky, right?
Romeo the Labrador sends these 4 intruders scrambling. They sprint back through the side gate, laughing as they jump over the fence.
We felt so proud of Romeo, because if it wasn't for him, I don't know what would have happened.
If it wasn't for him, I don't know what would have happened. So this woman was lucky. Very lucky. This woman was lucky because these are 4 home invaders. They may laugh. They may make a big joke. Oh, good old Romeo there saving the day. What if Romeo didn't save the day? What if that guy kept on walking forward and Romeo ran away and scared, as you would expect from, most likely from a dog of this nature being raised like this? What happens then? What happens if the dog goes submissive and just rolls over and starts, please, pat me a little bit, scratch my belly? You're fucked, lady. You are literally fucked. These 4 criminals are breaking into your house. You're in there. What is it exactly you think is going to happen? Once they tie you up, your kids, these 4 pieces of shit, you think they will? Yeah, they will keep on laughing. I don't even want to go into the nightmare that this could have been for the family. So the dog is a layer, but you are the last layer of the fence. We talk about this all the time. You have to keep it in mind. Make your house as hard of a target as possible. Have a dog, and if you really want a dog that will do some damage when it's needed, maybe look at specific. German Shepherds are good dogs. The Belgian Malinois is very popular these days, and they're very smart, very good dogs for training. The Dog Argentina is a fucking unit. I haven't seen one of those back down, and the only stories I hear are the ones I just told you. Like it is blood and a mess when someone breaks in with a dog in there. Most people that know, they have been poisoned, they've been shot at. There's been doggos that have been shot at and still kill the person attacking them. There was a show doggo that the owner managed to open the cage, and the doggo still got the attacker even after getting shot. Stories like that, plenty. I really like the doggo for like a serious house dog, and it requires quite a bit of exercise, and probably hunting would be something in the menu as well, because they really like hunting. Very close still to that lineage of what they actually do. Anyway, guys, I talked about all of this enough. Any dog, again, from this reference, any dog is better than no dog. The more territorial the dog is, the better it is. The less you have it as a baby, the better it's going to be. And go about that. Go with that information. Take care. Have a great day.